Today's episode is sponsored by one of my favorite rap labels, Front Row Regale. Started by my good friend Rock City Mark, legendary rapper Ito, and Jay Rios, they are the go-to for real hip-hop. Make sure to check out the whole team, including DJ Doo-Wop, Jay Black, Nice to Future, Boo Boo the Prince, Reno RX, and Uwop Diggs. Follow Front Row Regale on all platforms and check out the new New York by Ito and DJ Doo-Wop out now.
Yeah.
And we are live. Thank you so much for doing this. I'm happy we finally got it together.
Thank you, brother.
We were talking about partying. I wanted to start off like that.
Facts, right?
I do want to be the... Can you tell the story about that director?
Oh, yeah. Victor Gaviria. So me and X, we did an album called Gaviria. It was
Great album.
Paying homage to the director. We grew up on his film. You know what I mean? And he's like the Scorsese of Colombia. You know what I mean? Medellin, like he done movies and he won like film festivals in France and all that. And his whole thing, his style is all natural actors. You know what I mean? So he literally gets people from the street, kind of like what they did with Cam and Paid in Full.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like he played himself. Like he couldn't have, nobody could do that role as good as him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Pretty much played himself. And he gets natural actors from the street and he just puts them to act. You know what I mean? And one of our mans out there, shout to Lieberman, he's a photographer, and he does documentaries. He works with him, and he's like, yo, he got the CD, he loves it, he wants to meet y'all, you know what I mean? So we linked up, and it was crazy, you know what I mean? Smoked weed with him, drank some beer, chopped it up with him for a few hours, you know what I mean? He loved us.
And he's like an older dude. That's what I was saying.
Yeah,
like he's like living the life. Like,
yeah. He's like in his late 60s, you know what I mean? And he's still like, we was in the park with him with his mad like bars and shit, and everywhere we'd go, people would stop him like, yo, Victor, picture, you know what I mean? Like, it was crazy.
His authentic self.
Yeah, mad humble too. Humble. Yeah, super humble. And just amazed that like some Colombian Americans like, yo, how do y'all know my movies? Like, how are y'all into this? Like, why did y'all do an album named after me? You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit was mind blowing on him.
Why did you do an album after him?
So basically, when me and X started to do this album, you know what I mean, we didn't have the idea to do it after him, you know what I mean? We'd always do it either at my crib, start making the beats, he would make the beats, or here, and in the background, we'd just put one of his movies on mute, you know what I mean? Because just the imagery is just crazy, you know what I mean? So we just put some of his movies on mute, and down the line, once we started recording joints and all that, like, yo, what are we gonna call this shit? Like, yo, fuck it, let's call this shit Gaviria. We did the whole thing watching his movies, you know what I mean? Like, just call this shit Gaviria.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's cool that he's humble. Because I feel like people who are dickheads might get success quick, but they don't get it over a long period of time.
He's humble. He wants to work. He wants to come out to Boston and do some shit. He wants to do like a workshop out here because there's a lot of Colombians out here, specifically in my area. And he wants to do like a workshop. He wants
Lawrence?
to do like East Boston.
Oh, you're from East Boston. Okay.
Yeah. I want to do a workshop. I want to do like a show of like us performing the album with his movies in the background and all that. You know what I mean?
Shout out Michelangelo.
Michelangelo just walked in the building.
What's going on?
So it was dope. He wants to work. He wants to like, you know what I mean? He wants to keep fucking with us and shit.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
X was telling me the story of how he met you. By like recognizing your haircut.
My haircut.
Your haircut
yeah.
from the back.
Got the flyest hair in the game, you know what I mean? Yeah, we was in the hills, in the mountains in Medellin, you know what I mean? And I was across the street and I hear, yo, Primo. And I look across, my man was rocking a Patriots hat, you know what I mean? And he like walked up to me across the street. He's like, yo, Primo, Boston, you know what I mean? Much love, respect, I fuck with you. What I liked about that the most, he didn't tell me he did music or nothing. You know what I mean? He just gave it up, he showed love. And he shouted me out on the gram or on Twitter, one of those, and I saw like a SoundCloud link. And I'm like, hold on, this kid does music? And I fucking clicked on it, I'm like, wow, he's amazing. You know what I mean? And come to find out, he's from 30 minutes away. Like, nah, we got a link.
That is crazy.
That was crazy. We meet in South America, but he lives 30 minutes away from me.
Do you believe in like omens and that shit? Like,
yeah, I feel like it was supposed to happen like that.
And how did you link up with Crime for the first time?
With Crime, through somebody else on social media, on Twitter, some kid from California. He wrote, so at the moment, like the two biggest reggaeton artists were from Medellin as well. So he put a tweet. He was like, "Fuck J Balvin and Maluma. I'd rather do a joint with Crime Apple and Primo Profit." You know what I mean? So we started following each other. Then I seen him at a show out in Brooklyn. I believe it was one of the first top shelves. And I did a video shoot with Jada not too long after. Invited him out. He came through Dolo, showed love, chilled the whole day. You know what I mean? Since then, we just been rocking.
It's crazy how it's cool the like connection to Mass that you and X have. Of course, he's from Jersey.
Yeah,
but
from
like,
Jersey.
It is cool finding out that you guys do work a lot in this area. Like,
yeah, it's crazy. Crime's always over here. Fucking, you just did a whole album with Michelangelo right here in the studio.
Why do you think you guys have like a connection musically, like sonically?
Because first we built as human beings, you know what I mean? Just like as friends before the music, and I feel like that was real important. You know what I mean? And after that came the music, and he was just a fan of what I did. I was a fan of what he did. Both of us being like the only Colombians in this shit kind of was like a plus. That wasn't the reason, but it was a plus, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like, yeah, like the way we was brought up and shit, like a lot like our culture, just a lot of like similarities and shit, you know what I mean? So we just clicked.
Yeah. It's kind of like the director being a good dude is probably why it's successful. You can never like build shit off of just like not just being friends first.
Yeah,
you know, like it's just
fact.
gonna come across as inauthentic.
That's a fact. Yeah, because when we linked with him, we like the first day it was cool. We smoked, we drank with him and shit. But then he kept wanting to see us. Like, yo, meet me over here. Meet me at this newspaper station. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like we linked like 3-4 times, and now he wants to work.
Yeah.
So it's
and you go back a good amount to work. Do you guys make music?
Yeah. We go out there a lot. I mean, I don't make too much music out there as I should. You know what I mean? I do a lot of videos. I do shows out there. X really be locking in the studio out there, banging out albums and shit. He be focused. I be fucking just chilling too much.
That's your like vacation time.
Yeah, that's my second home. You know what I mean? And I really don't like. Not that I don't like, but I feel more comfortable in my studio, in my space. You know what I mean? I don't want to ask somebody else, like, yo, can I go record in your spot? Like, I'm not really into that. I've been having this spot for like 10 years, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
I just got used to just having my own space.
Feeling like comfortable in that.
Yeah, I'll be here in fucking my slippers, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bang some shit out.
How do you find your muse?
My what?
Your muse, like how the thing that gets you to like create. Like,
I gotta live. If I ain't living, if I ain't experiencing nothing, I ain't gonna wanna make music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I gotta live. That's what motivates me.
It's a tough balance though, like working hard, but also like being able to enjoy life.
That's a fact. That's a fact. My bros tell me all the time, like, yo, gotta lock in, bro. You gotta lock in. You doing too much living, you know what I mean? You can never do too much living, but I know what they mean though, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's true.
Do you feel like you do too much living?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes for sure.
Yeah.
Because I had a whole life before this music shit. I mean, I still do. You know what I mean? So a lot of people, their life is the music shit, and their whole image, like, I've been the same since before the music. You know what I mean? Anybody that's met me will tell you.
When did you make the switch over?
I want to say like 2018. You know what I mean? Because I had music before that. You know what I mean? I had an album with Michelangelo when he used to go by Mass Appeal, and a few of my other homies who produced. But I went on a crazy hiatus, like 5 years, no music, no nothing. You know what I mean? And I got back into it like 2018. That's when I really started.
Why'd you take the hiatus?
It's life. It's life shit. You know what I mean? Just dealing with shit. Just
Why'd you come back?
Because I felt it was time. I was using the studio as just a party, really, and not for music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the people around me motivated me as well.
Did you miss it?
At the moment, I didn't. Like in those 5 years, towards the end, like before I got into it, I'm like, all right, I think it's time again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it for real now. But before it was, I didn't really miss it because I was too focused on other shit.
Yeah.
It was always kind of like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You know what I mean?
Are you fully in now?
I would say so. Some people would say I'm not. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's compared to how before. Yeah, I would say I am.
What do you think makes, like, what changed in your mind?
Just shout to our Lex, real life experiences. You know what I mean? Just maturing, growing up, going through shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just, want to change for myself.
Yeah. What's that old saying? It's like, if you love something, like, let it go, and if it comes back, it's like meant to be, or some shit.
Yeah. And that's a fact.
You know?
That's a fact. If it comes back, it's meant to be.
What do you feel like your future is gonna be?
I feel like we gonna build a cult following. We are building a cult following right now. You know what I'm saying? And we don't gotta be like them cats on the radio and shit with the hits. Like, nah, I feel like with our cult following, it's only gonna get bigger and bigger. A lot of people relate, and we gonna be good. You know what I mean? Like we all already are making history, Manteca as a whole. You know what I mean?
You don't need you don't need that anymore.
Nah.
There's like so much bandwidth out there that's like you really just need to find the people that support you.
That's a fact.
And grow it naturally.
That's a fact. It's all about, just staying true to yourself. Because I feel like before, I was living a whole different life. I was going to strip clubs a lot, you know what I mean? Just fucking up the strip clubs in New York, Miami. And, we was young and shit, so the homies would be like, yo, we need a joint for the strip club. You know what I mean? And I don't do that shit, you know what I mean? But just like, we out there throwing mad bread, we're like, fuck it, let me make a joint for the strip club, and I'll like step out of my zone, you know what I mean? And, sometimes people try to do shit that ain't what they like, you know what I mean? But what they think is the people are gonna like instead of what you like. And that was the first big mistake I did. You know what I mean? When I got back into it, I'm like, nah, I'm gonna do what I like.
What's the most bread you've thrown in one night?
I can't call it, bro. But
Your face.
I know. I mean, yo, we used to go to Starlets when that shit was, when Cardi B was stripping type shit, you know what I mean? Everybody, oh, the Boston boys is here, the Boston boys, you know what I mean? And we used to go fuck shit up. We would force it and get, I don't know why, but we'd get like 10 bottles of Hennessy. Ain't nobody fucking finishing 10 bottles of Hennessy, you know what I mean?
And they're upscale.
Oh yeah, you know what I mean? And all have bricks of money. Like, I can't even call how much money I was spending that shit too much. I don't regret nothing though. It was a great time. It's all part of growing up, you know what I mean?
I've never had a good experience at a strip club.
Nah?
Never once, nah. It always turns to some wild shit.
You only went to the ones in Mass, or?
Yeah, in Rhode Island. The ones in Rhode Island are ratchet as fuck.
Yeah.
I just...
Now, we used to take trips to New York.
I think I'm too goofy. I think the universe, like, I'm a comedian. I think the universe is like, yeah, you don't deserve this shit. We're just going to give you some wild shit.
But you might get lucky. You make shorties laugh and shit, then they fuck with you. You know what I mean? You gotta give it another shot.
Last time I went to a strip club, my boy bought me a dance, and she put my shirt over my head and started titty twistering me, bro. I swear to God, I almost kicked her off. I was like, what the fuck?
That's crazy.
It was...
crazy.
Yeah, I just can't have... Like, she was a bully in middle school, bro.
Yeah.
I can't have good experiences. You know, like, when you're tripping, like, every time you trip, one crazy thing has to happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean?
Nah, yeah, for sure.
You said you never did the DMT shit.
I never did the DMT.
What did it look like watching people do it?
It was crazy. Like, I was watching them do it, and they was kind of like, it's like they got hypnotized or something. Like, for a minute, they were just stuck. You know what I mean? Looking at the fucking sky and shit. We was on a balcony in like a penthouse in Medellin, in the Medellina's hills. You know what I mean? So we was already on the hill in a penthouse, mad high up. And they're just looking at the fucking sky for like 5 minutes. Them 5 minutes felt long though, you know what I mean? Because it was just silence. And the shaman, like the kid who was a shaman, he put fucking music on YouTube, like fucking rainforest music and shit, you know what I mean? So I was like, yo, they bugging.
How would you describe a shaman? I've tried to, and I don't know how to like.
I don't know because this wasn't really a shaman. It was just kind of.
It was just a dude with hallucinations.
Yeah, the guy that had the DMT and like convinced him to do it. You know what I mean? Like real shamans is really like in like the Amazons and like shit like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
To do shit like that, like that's the real place to do it.
Would you ever do that?
I wouldn't say I'll never do it. You know what I mean? But you gotta be ready for that shit. You can't take no drugs like months before. You gotta kind of like purge like you know what I mean, all the toxins out your body because that's some serious shit.
That's why I'm scared. Like I've never done Molly. That scares me. I feel like I'd like it too much.
Yeah, you might.
Yeah,
you might. Molly's cool. See, yeah, Molly's one of them controllable psychedelics. You know what I mean?
What do you mean by that?
See, like when you on certain shit, like you just your body is just it's kind of like out of body experiences. Like the Molly, I feel like you start microdosing, like you still conscious of what you're doing. Certain shit, I feel like some people I've never gotten like this. Some people get unconscious of what they're doing and they just start acting.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like people who black out drinking
exactly
and don't remember. It's like I've gotten fucked up, but I remember pretty much every. You know what I mean? I've never like blacked out.
Yeah, I've never blacked out.
It is crazy though, the cost of bottles in clubs.
Oh, yeah, it's ridiculous.
I'm still thinking about 10 bottles of Hennessy.
Oh yeah, that's
a couple racks right there.
Oh yeah, facts. Mind you, it was a few of us, but still, like, who the fuck was gonna drink? It was probably like 8 of us. 10 bottles of Henny, though.
Yeah, nah.
Come on.
I don't even. Do you enjoy Hennessy?
No, not no more.
Yeah, no. Like it's not even that enjoyable.
I like rum.
That's too wild. That's
nah, but like mixed rum with like Coke. You know what I mean? Shit like that. Oh, and guaro, of course, aguardiente. That's like the Colombian drink. It tastes kind of like. My homies that ain't Colombian, when they tried it, like, yo, this shit tastes like licorice.
Oh,
it don't taste too good, but black licorice, yeah.
So not like a Twizzler. Damn.
Type shit, but it's clear.
How's the food?
Food's good, man. It serve a lot. You know what I mean? It's just typical, you know what I mean, light American food, man. Rice, beans, we eat a lot of pork. You know what I mean? Steak, chicken, all that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you want to move down there full time?
Eventually, yeah, I would. You know what I mean? I like to retire out there.
What do you see you like doing in your retired years? Riding, I don't know why I thought riding horses.
Hell yeah. I'll be riding horses.
Riding horses.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I'll be riding horses, you know what I mean? Going through like the coffee trees and all that. Fucking just traveling, man. I'm just trying to be traveling when I retire.
Craziest place you've traveled?
Craziest place. I want to say one of them probably Amsterdam. Probably Amsterdam, because all that psychedelic shit is legal out there. You know what I mean? They got them truffles. What was that shit, right? It's like these truffles, like psychedelic truffles. Like they got mushroom shops and all that shit. Like mushrooms, I feel like drugs is hardcore out there. Yeah,
and they know how to handle them.
Yeah, and just the fact you see fucking whores behind the fucking glass in the street. You know what I mean? Like, that's just crazy to me. You never seen that anywhere else in the world.
Nah, you don't see that on fucking... Nah. You don't see that in Boston.
That's just wild.
I don't know. I don't feel like that would be enjoyable.
I don't... Me either. Like, I feel like that shit...
Did you enjoy it? He's shaking his head yes.
It's weird. It's kind of uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Everywhere you go, it's just kind of like... Yeah.
You know how like weed is only like weed's almost like not as fun to smoke anymore because it's legal.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
Like everyone does it. It's everywhere. You can literally go and buy it.
Like I said over there, like that's just in the street to the public. You know what I mean? You see, especially like 1 or 2 in the morning, you see like 15 drunk Dutchmen just looking at the windows, just mad. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Nah.
Nah.
I'm good. I'm going to pass on that. You know what I mean?
Damn. How did you do shows out there?
Yeah, we did a show in Amsterdam. That shit was dope. And then we did a show in Barcelona. Those are the only two I made it to. The homies hit a few more countries, but I was in Amsterdam and Barcelona. That shit was crazy. Yeah, that shit was dope. Dope experience.
Do you like performing?
I do. 'Cause I feel like it's easy to me. You know what I mean? Like when I perform, like, I don't know, a lot of people get stage fright. Like, I feel like I just get louder. You know what I mean? And it's fun. I actually enjoy that shit.
I feel like you have a good confidence in yourself.
That might be why I think it's fun.
Yeah. You don't get anxiety and shit.
Nah, I'll be good. I'll be good.
I feel like that comes across in your music too.
Word.
Like
that's good.
You know, like confidence, you know?
Yeah. I mean, because I feel like, I know I've been that guy like before the music, you know what I mean? Like it's way before that. Like I said, I've always been me. So it ain't like saying I switched up for the music. You know what I mean? Of course, in the music, you talk a little more shit than you talk like in person. In person, I might be more, I'm kind of like in the cut, you know what I mean? But yeah, you gotta show out in the music. But still keep it, you know what I mean, authentic to yourself.
But it's like that director who's just real himself and all he wants to use is real people. It's like the authenticity shows.
Yeah.
Like
that's another reason why we did that album. Like, you know what I mean, just the whole concept. Me and X watching his movies and shit with the natural actors, and I feel like, yo, that's what I told him. Like, yo, that's what you do. It's like what we represent in the music. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people, like their personas, their acting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we do what you fucking do in the movies, but in the music, and he was loving that shit.
That's what I love. That's what I like about this podcast is like, I don't know. This is literally the setup. You see, like, I don't want people get out of touch when there's a bunch of cameras and lights and like if you come to a studio that you don't know, like I want to come to you and just have an authentic, easy ass conversation. Like I don't prepare no shit. Don't get more real than this,
bro. You know what I mean? You don't need a bunch of gadgets. Like
authenticity shows. Yeah. And I bet you know people who put so much like money and shit, and it just never comes out right. It's like, what are you doing? Like you all you care about is how much you spent on it, not the work you put into it.
I used to be like that. No bullshit. You know what I mean? That shit could happen very easily.
What changed? How'd you learn that lesson?
I learned that lesson by pretty much doing what I want to do. Like what I said, like doing what I like. You know what I mean? Starts with the music and then it goes hand in hand with everything else.
When did you think you found your sound?
I feel like shit. I mean, I always, you know what I mean? If you listen to old music from me, like obviously I'm gonna sound younger, but I always had joints like the shit I'm making now, you know what I mean? There was a point that I tried to do like the you know what I mean? I didn't switch what I was talking, but just like the beats. Just like trap shit, like for the strip club, just because of the life I was living, you know what I mean? And Michelangelo had a lot to do with that, you know what I mean? Because I worked with him early on, you know what I mean? And when I was doing like the trap shit, he was still around and he was still sticking to his guns, you know what I mean? And he just let me do my thing, and he's like, yo, I'll be here when you ready, you know what I'm saying? And then when we did that Botero statue, like that kind of, you know what I mean, set it off. Yeah. That was like the first joint we did in like 5 years. Like 5 years, right? Yeah.
And you were sticking to your guns.
Yeah, he was sticking to his guns.
You know it would work out someday for him.
Doing what I love.
Yeah. How did you guys first meet?
Through my man Code Red. Oh, wait. Well, yeah, it was through him, but it was because, shout out to my dog Fenelia. You know what I mean? He's a dope rapper from Boston. He worked with Michelangelo a lot. Michelangelo went through Mass Appeal at the time. And he went by the name of Mass Appeal, and they put out a joint.
Do you want me to bleep that?
Right?
All right. He wouldn't say his name on our podcast.
People know. Yeah. All right. I said it a few times too.
I'll go through. The first time he looked like he got punched a little bit.
Yeah, so now he had a joint where with this rapper from out here, and it was a crazy Spanish sample that like type of music I grew up on listening like in my parents' crib when I was a kid. You know what I mean? Shit my dad will drink too. You know what I'm saying? And I told Cole Red, I'm like, yo, who the fuck did this shit? Because Cole Red was the producer I was working with at the moment. And I had too much pride to hit him up. I'm like, nah, I ain't gonna hit him up. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna hit him up. You hit him up. You're a producer. You know what I mean? Hit him up.
Yeah.
And he hit him up. And we ended up going to his crib, and just from there he gave me mad beats, and we just came out to New York with us to shows. Like, we just clicked right away.
You just know when you like match sonically with someone.
Yeah, exactly. We started doing that album, and we started actually chilling. Like besides that, like getting to know each other and shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Yeah, we were rocking ever since. It's been like over 10 years.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, because that album came out 2013.
That's
wild.
wild.
We started working on that shit like a year before, right? Yeah. Yeah, it's wild.
How would that version of you look at this version of you?
Shit, I'd be proud. I'd be like, yo, more polished, you know what I mean? Got his head on his shoulders more, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that version. Yeah, and since then, yeah, we done shows around the world. Literally, yeah, that's just crazy.
Yeah,
I would have never thought that back then. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. You were
I
just
didn't see
doing
it going that far, and it's still a long way to go. But you know what I mean? We here.
Yeah, you were just doing it to do it.
Yeah, I was just doing it. That's a fact.
You're on Mugs shit.
Yeah, yeah.
That's crazy. That is cool. It's sticking down.
Yeah.
You don't have like. That's what people care about now.
Mm-hmm.
Not the like, I don't know, young lying about shit.
You know what I mean? I feel like we make the type of music that kind of don't go out of style. Like, you know what I mean? That
timeless shit. Yeah.
You feel me? That's why I'm glad like that all this shit came back. You know what I mean? Like, shout to Rog, Griselda, they kind of like, even mainstream wise, made it cool again to like do this type of music. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And showed that you don't need like.
That's a fact. Because at a point, there was mad rappers who are in this lane right now doing trap shit back then. Because they felt the shit we was doing like wasn't getting looked at. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you had to do that shit to get looked at, and that ain't true.
Do you think that there's like a united scene here?
Here where? Like in Mass?
Yeah.
Somewhat. You know what I mean? Yeah, I would say everybody fucks with each other. Nobody really got beef with each other. You know what I mean? Like, I fuck with a lot of artists from out here.
But it's not, is it like connected?
Nah, like, see, like, we ain't all doing projects together and shit, but like, we do joints.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You'll see some artists or featured on other artists' joints all from out here.
Yeah, like you at Feed the Family.
Yep. Feed the Family. I just came out on the Knack and V-Dawn. You know what I mean? Yeah, I fuck with a lot of people out here, man.
And there is a ton of like that lane out here too, with like Davino and Knack and you and X, and it's cool.
Yeah. That's a fact. I feel like that's who they think of us really, like out of state. Like when you think of Massachusetts, like the names you just said are the first ones that come up.
Yeah. When did you become like? When did Manteca like start?
Shit. I want to say we was already all rocking with each other. You know what I mean? But like once like it really like started being Manteca, I want to say like after the Medellin trip where all of us in Mugs, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
After that, that's like when we really like, there's the team right here, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it wasn't even spoken of, it just happened, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, just naturally.
How was working with Mugs?
It was dope, man, because it was out there for like more than a week with him, you know what I mean? In South America with Mugs, with a fucking legend, you know what I mean? So like, it was dope, kind of like, we got to see like, you know what I mean, him like out of work mode and in work mode, you know what I mean? We'd go to restaurants with him and just eat and shit, chill, shooting the videos was dope. Like he's what an OG's supposed to be, man. You know what I mean? He likes to help out like the younger artists and work with the younger artists a lot.
Yeah. And
that's how I feel you got to do it, because a lot of old cats be bitter and shit, and he's far from that.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
You know when they say like never meet your idols and shit, but then it's like, damn, pick better. You know what I mean?
Pick
like,
better idols. Facts. That's a fact.
That's cool that it was like that you guys got to travel out there together.
Yeah, man. That's gonna be an unforgettable trip right there.
Yeah.
We rocked out there, did a show, you know what I mean? It was dope.
Are you hard on your music, like going back and listening to old shit?
Yeah. There's a few things that I feel like, damn, why'd I do this? That I don't like, or you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
A few beats I feel I shouldn't have hopped on. Yeah. No, I'm definitely hard on my music.
I was wondering because I didn't know if because you're very particular with releases. I feel like like you don't, you release something, and I didn't know if that was like a tactic or if.
No, not really, man. That's just kind of how the music comes out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like I should get better at releasing it, like the way I do it. Like when I did Ransom Boulevard with Michelangelo, he came out with a whole crazy rollout for that shit. You know what I mean? And sometimes, two heads is better than one. You know what I mean? Pause. But when we did that, I feel like it showed more, like in sales and all that, rather than when you just drop randomly, like, oh, out now, like kind of like hit people over the head with it. Nah, like it's kind of good to warm them up and shit. And,
yeah.
You know what I mean? That's something, I got to take notes on.
You like working one-on-one with a producer? Like you and Mike doing it out, like just having you two work in the studio? Yeah,
I do. I do like that. I feel like we get like a particular sound like that. Although, you know what I mean, I got the El Dorado album that is all different producers. My next joint, Metabean USA, is all different producers, you know what I mean? So I do like to dabble.
Yeah. When's that dropping?
That should be dropping like within this next month.
Oh shit, really? Who's on that?
I got Crime on there. I got RLX on there. I got two homies from Florida that a lot of people might not heard of, but when they do, they're gonna be like, "Oh shit, my man Solo and LPH Crack." That's it for features. As far as producers, got Michelangelo, everybody from the team: Michelangelo, Teo, RLX, Buck Dudley, Brown. I got Spanish Rain on there.
Yeah. Oh, dope.
Let's see. I got some homies from out in Medellin. You know what I mean? Just a bunch of different cats.
Oh, that's crazy. I can't wait to hear that shit.
Yeah, nah, it's going to be dope.
I've been listening to a ton of Buck Dudley lately.
He's a monster.
He's crazy.
He's crazy.
He's fire, yeah.
The joint we got on there is fire, too. It's like it's not a different side of Buck, because he got everything, but, you know what I mean? It's different than what you used to hear in Crime and Buck do.
Yeah, your team is great. Like the talent and shit is...
It's ill because we all mad different.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And we mesh well.
Yeah, and that's the energy thing. It's not like you're like, all right, what's going to sound best and not care about the personal shit, because it's...
You could tell when it's forced.
Oh,
you know
100%.
I mean? When people do that shit and they get together, like, just because they think they're going to sell or something. Like, you could tell when that shit's forced.
Yeah. That it never works out.
Yeah.
You need to have fun with people.
That's a fact. That's a fact. We did mad shit, like took mad trips before, like ever really locking in together. You know what I mean?
You mentioned Miami before. You said it was a 3-hour flight from Miami. Do you spend time there?
In Miami?
Yeah.
Not too much. I be going, like, I'll stay like a few days before I travel to Colombia. You know what I mean? Because it's easier. Because when you go from Boston, you got to take 2 flights. You traveling the whole day, basically.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Rather than just taking a flight to Miami, sleep there a few days, and then just take a quick 3-hour flight to fucking Colombia.
I wouldn't mind flying if I could smoke.
Oh, you don't like to fly?
It's fine, but
yeah.
if I could smoke on that shit, that would be perfect.
We're not there yet.
I don't like flying because I'm so big. Like, I'm like, you know what I mean?
I feel you.
Those seats are tight.
Flying to Europe was crazy. Like,
oh, yo.
You know what I mean? Just there for like 9 hours. You know what I mean? Could only go to the bathroom, mad tight. Like, nah.
Like, who do they think what size people do they think there are? Yeah. Like, those seats are tiny. Like,
that's a fact. It's worth it though. When you get over there, it's worth it. You know what I mean? I'll do it again.
I love Barcelona. I did enjoy. I've been over to Barcelona.
That's a dope city right there.
Yeah.
That's a real dope city. Good food. The views are ill. Yeah.
I went to a little beach town north of there. That was crazy. It was
You went in the
called
summer?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Mhm.
yeah, I gotta do that.
Beautiful.
In the summer. I gotta do that in the summer because that's a beautiful coast right there.
See, that's like good weather. Like I went to like Scotland and Ireland, and that was just like sad and rainy and cold.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Like they're just like not fun places. They're cool to look at,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
everyone's just like sad.
Nah, I hear you.
I hope people listening don't get mad. All my Irish and Scottish listeners.
Yo, the weather got a lot to do with your mood, man. Like,
Yeah.
like you notice, like people up north, like Northeast, like New York, Mass, were more like, you know what I mean? I feel like we got more tough skin. Like everybody's kind of like, all right, you in Miami or in Florida or California, people say hi to you. People in a good mood. It's all sunny out. That has a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Out here, everybody's like, the fuck you want? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, don't talk to me.
Yeah.
It's fucking cold.
close the elevator
Yeah.
door on you and shit.
Were you born in Boston?
Yeah. Yeah, I was born in Boston.
Born and raised in Boston.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. Yeah, the weather really does. I think that's why the grimy music like comes
Yeah.
out of like Buffalo, Rochester, like
mad cold out there.
surprising there's no dope Maine rappers.
Yo,
There's a hard ass rapper out of Bangor. Spitting that
Man.
cold shit. Maine's crazy. It's like the more north you get, the more it's like southern.
I've never been out there.
It's like it's not worth it. It's like people have southern accents. It's like what the fuck is happening right now?
That's crazy. It's country shit, I feel.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's like Western Mass. Like if you go to certain
Yeah.
places in Western Mass, you're like, are we in fucking like Mississippi right now?
That's crazy. I know New Hampshire be like that.
New Hampshire is like that, man. Yeah. You like, yeah. No, I feel you. I like LA more than New York.
Yeah.
LA is like more chill. New York's just like
It is more chill, but sometimes I feel it's too slow. I love LA, but I feel like it's too slow.
you like New
sometimes.
York. You like the
Yeah,
fast pace and
yeah.
shit.
Yeah, I fuck with the fast pace.
It's like too much because I'm like, damn, there's like 4 things happening right now, and I'm gonna miss out on
Yeah.
all of them. Like
Nah, it's
LA,
a fact. New
it's
York
like
could be too much sometimes.
you like staying out here. Like you feel like it works being in Boston.
Yeah, I like being in Boston. I'm not trying to be here my whole life. You know what I mean? But I like Boston for now.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's really what I know too, you know what I mean? And yeah, I fuck with Boston.
it's a good city,
Boston's cool.
and
man.
there is a lot of shit that happens. The food. What's your favorite place out here? Are you a food guy?
Yeah, I'm a food guy. Damn, my favorite place. That's tough, man. It depends what kind of food we talking.
What's
I'm
your
a big
go?
food guy.
You're a big food guy.
Yeah.
All right. What's your what do
Call
you?
me Hood Yelp out here. You know what I mean? Nah, no bullshit. All the homies like, yo, what's good at this spot? You know what I mean?
What do you like?
Like as far as like, let me see, like since Michelangelo in the building, Italian, fucking Reno's in East Boston, their lobster raviolis is the craziest shit out there. You know what I mean? I fuck with the sandwich shop, the sandwich shops. You know what I mean? Like all the mom and pop, like Milano's, New Deal. You know what I mean? Delis out here.
What's your sandwich?
If it ain't a steak and cheese with hots, I'll do like a chicken cutlet with mozzarella, roasted red peppers. You know what I mean?
It's funny you said lobster ravioli. I like never thought of it as like a fancy food. Like my grandfather was like a lobster fisherman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that was like the poor, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it's cheap, we
damn,
always have
that's
it.
crazy.
So I was growing up, I was like, oh, fucking lobster, like not again. And so I had to I didn't like it for a long ass time.
I fuck with
And
it.
now
man.
it's expensive as hell.
I went to some fucking island in Colombia. The lobster was like fucking $6 for a fresh caught lobster. You know what I mean? Like mad cheap. And we had they made some crazy plate out there. It's called Providence, but it's an island in Colombia. And they make a plate called rondon. And it's like in coconut milk. You know what I mean? And it's lobster, red snapper, king crab. You know what I mean? They throw potato in that shit, plantain. Like it's like a stew, but with lobster and all that shit is crazy. Probably some of the illest shit I ever tried.
Is food better out there than here?
I would say it is. I feel like it feels more natural, like less processed. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Food out here, it feels good. Like it's like fucking. Its food is like the music, where it's like it feels good quick, but it's not
after,
like pop, like the trap beer, like the shit that'll be good for like the year, but you're not, as you said, like timeless shit.
I feel like there's more variety out here. You know what I mean? Because it's just a melting pot, like people from all over the world, but it's
all like processed shit.
Yeah, that's the shit.
And it does make you feel like I'm trying to be like healthy again. Like trying to work out and shit. I missed it this morning.
Word.
I missed it this morning.
I hit it this morning after
Did
a few
you?
weeks, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah,
congrats, you beat me to it.
Yeah, I got to get back on it. When I travel, I be getting off it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like I can't do that.
I don't want to go to like hotel gyms and shit, and then you're partying. That shit's
whack, right?
Yeah, that's the shitty thing about traveling for work, because like you want to enjoy it, like it's a vacation, you're traveling. But then when you're always traveling, you're like, nah, I got to get like a routine.
Yeah, you need to include your lifestyle shit in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Because like after shows, damn, I'm going to go eat McDonald's or some shit, but that's going to make me feel like shit.
I try to stay away from all that, from like the fast food.
No fast food?
Not really. You know what I mean? I like to pick out on like ill shit, you know what I mean?
What made you stop smoking cigarettes?
Shit, health, the stench. I like colognes. I like smelling good. I'm fucking smoking a cigarette. I'm gonna smell like a fucking ashtray all day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, nah,
like defeats the purpose. You know what I mean? And honestly, the vape helped me get off it. Not for nothing. I'm like, fuck it. When I got this shit, I feel like I don't need a cigarette.
Yeah,
and I smell better. You know what I mean? So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna just rock with this. It's
so funny. Do you know who Last Days is?
I heard of him, yep.
Boston rapper or Dorchester rapper.
Yep.
I got in his car and we're rolling up before the podcast and he goes like, let me smell your weed. And he smelled, he's like, you can't smoke this in my car. I was like, damn, I can't be vibed to buy better shit now.
It was that bad?
It was that. He's like, you can't. I gave me weed to smoke in his car. He's like, I don't want my car smelling bad. The smell thing is real, though.
No, that's a fact.
I never knew.
Be smelling horrible.
My nose doesn't work. Weird shit. So like, I didn't know weed smelled for like the longest time. I'd just be like.
That's crazy.
I walk around with like a loose joint in my pocket, going into like meetings and shit.
That's wild.
I had a job at Harvard and I had no idea I would smell like they got fired from that shit.
Oh,
never
man, you had no idea why.
No idea why. Wild. Who would you want to work with? Like you said, like energy wise, you only want to connect with people, but like who do you think you would connect with?
Who would I connect with? I mean, I don't know how, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how everybody is outside of the music. So it's kind of hard to say who I could connect with. You know what I mean? Like, as a person, like, build with like that. But as far as the music, let me see. Like, producers, like, there's a lot of producers out. Shit, Alchemist would be dope. You know what I mean? I feel like rappers right now, I feel like I like Currency a lot, like his vibe and shit. Like it's just like mad laid back and like beats and shit. You know what I mean? I fuck with that. There's not too many people, man, to be honest with you. I like working with the people I be around.
What do you listen to, like in your free time?
In my free time, I listen to a lot of different music, man. I listen to a lot of salsa. I listen to a lot of like Spanish hip hop. You know what I mean? Old like classic hip hop that I grew up on, and just like, you know, the team, the shit we working on. You know what I mean? A lot of beats. Shit like that. Yeah.
You listen to old shit? Like, did you grow up? Like, what were your first memories?
Like getting into like hip hop like that, like really being like a hip hop head. My first memories was like getting hip to like CNN, downloading Mobb Deep, but it was a CNN song. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that type of music, that type of rap. That's like the first thing, like Illegal Life to be exact. That joint right there.
That song?
Yeah, that song.
That was your like the first song you remember?
Yeah, not like the first I remember, but like, you know what I mean? Aside from like the more mainstream artists that like made me really get into hip hop like that, was that shit, because I was downloading, I forget, it was probably like LimeWire, one of them shits from back in the day, and thinking of downloading Mobb Deep joints, and then this joint comes up in that folder, and I didn't know who the fuck they were. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, what the fuck is this? This shit is crazy. Yeah. And that shit made me really like dig into like other artists, you know what I mean?
Illegally downloading music was like, it's like the smoking weed. Yeah. Like it was more fun when it was into it. Yeah. Yeah. I remember going to like bodegas and stuff, and they having the burn CDs. Yep. You know, and you'd find all like the newest artists on that shit.
Facts.
And Lowell. I was in Lowell for some time. That's and they would have this place, Elvis's Records, or Elvis's Convenience Store.
I used to go downtown Crossing. Used to always just fucking take the blue line over there. There used to be people fucking battling in the street too, right in front of the corner mall and shit back in the day. Yeah. Rappers from back in the day selling their mixtapes. Shit. It was, Hip Zeppy, all that. You know what I mean? Like, that shit was, the vibe was different back then. That shit was dope. That made it fun.
Do you think it's not as fun now?
Nah. It's not. Not like it was back then, I feel.
What handing out a mixtape wouldn't really work right now.
Nah, back then, it's because the internet changed everything, you know what I mean? And now, like, you see all these people put their whole life on the internet. Back then, it was more mysterious, you know what I mean? You had to catch them in the street, at a show, you know what I mean? Like, you couldn't just, not everybody had access to download a mixtape, but then you see, like, the people selling them in the street, you know what I mean? That shit was dope.
Then vinyls are coming back. Like, vinyls are huge now. Yeah. Which is kind of cool.
Yeah, hell yeah.
The physical.
That's just, because it's, it's just art.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People want to have that shit online, but if they like it, they want every fucking format, CD, cassette, vinyl, you know what I mean? That's just dope.
And then your voice is on something, like something physical.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, because music your computer could crash, and you know what I mean? Or your phone fucks up, or all them apps fuck up, and all that shit gone.
You think technology is here forever, or you think we're going to go back to like, we're losing it?
I think it's here forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many people are like doomsday shit, but it's like, I don't know. I feel like it's just, we got to figure it out, make it better.
Bad times. We're supposed to die, like 2000, 2012.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. Bro, whenever people say that, like, you think you're that important that you're in the generation that, like, everyone fucking dies. Just focus. I think it holds people back. If you think the world's going to end, why would you focus on your shit?
Facts. It definitely holds people back.
Why would you focus on making art? Why would you focus on doing what you want to do, getting better? It's just like an easy scapegoat.
That's a fact.
Are you sitting on a lot of music?
Shit. I'm sitting on about like 3 albums.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's a good amount of music.
Are they all going to see the light of day?
Yeah, for sure. It's just all about the timing and when to drop each one, like, because some of them were ready at the same time, so I'm like, I'm going to do this one first, like, you know what I mean? But nah, they all going to see the light of day real soon.
How do you know when a song is like for us? Do you make like with a project in mind, or do you just make songs and then put them together?
No, I have like a project in mind, always. I don't got like the name of the project in mind in the beginning, but you know what I mean? I kind of have like the route or the sound I want to do for like this particular project.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Is there someone like a rap career that you look up to? Like, I like their trajectory.
Shit. I like Action Bronson's trajectory. I feel like he be cool and like he be traveling the world, get paid to fucking try new food, making New Balances, fucking on TV, just chilling with his homies. You know what I'm saying? Like
those New Balances are tough.
Yeah, like the blue ones are crazy.
Those
I like
are
the blue
crazy.
Joints. Yeah, I feel like he just lives like a simple life and gets paid to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he had that untitled Action Bronson show. It was literally just him, like, literally chilling, like.
Oh, yeah, on the green screen, right?
And then the ancient aliens, getting high.
And they're paying you to do that. You know what I mean? Just to get high on TV, laugh. Like,
would you want a cooking show? Are you?
Nah, not like that. You know what I mean? I like trying new food and shit, but
you'd want like you go and like try different restaurants.
Yeah, I fuck with that.
Do you believe in aliens? Did you ever watch that alien show?
I never watched it. Like I seen it, but I never I could never really get into it. You know what I mean? I believe in aliens? Yeah. Why not?
Why not?
You know what I mean? Why not?
They always are talking about the UFO shit, and it's like, who cares? Not who cares, but it's
what
like,
it is, man.
If it happened,
aliens, cool. Like,
would you make a song with an alien?
Nah, probably not.
If it was like an alien spinner, like he was fire.
That'd be crazy.
Alien on Manteca.
Smoking DMT.
Smoking DMT with an alien. I mean, that's what happens basically when you do it.
Yeah.
You're talking to aliens.
Yeah, nah, it's too wild.
No song with
too
the...
wild. Yeah, I'm good.
No song with the alien spinner. Would you ever make another strip club song?
Probably not. Nah.
You ever have any like wild experiences like mine? Like any crazy experiences?
Nah, man. I mean, nah.
See, the universe is getting better to you.
Yeah. I mean, we ended up having Cardi B over here. Like
Cardi B's like a celebrity over in Mass.
Yeah, that's just crazy. That was the craziest shit that probably happened. That we had her like here. We ended up over there in New York, and then she ended up here at the studio.
How was the?
It was crazy. It was mad money everywhere.
She tried to get in the booth.
Nah, like this. She wasn't on the music shit.
Nah, yeah. But everyone, like, I feel like she's been like a lot. She was always in Mass.
Yeah. Yeah, because she was always an Instagram personality.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I guess they fucked with her heavy out here.
Yeah.
She used to come to strip clubs out here and shit.
I was about to tell a story. I know someone who he would fucking do like what Cardi B would do in Vegas. She was telling me about all this shit, and I was gonna tell the story, but I don't want to get her in trouble on the podcast.
Yeah, no.
I was like making $100,000 in a night and shit. I'm like, God damn.
That's crazy.
How long ago was that?
That shit was probably like 8 years ago. Yes, it's been a minute.
When's your project? You said your project's dropping within the month?
Yeah, within this next month.
What's it, man? What's it called?
Meta Bean USA.
That's dope as hell.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for doing this, man. This was dope as fuck.
This shit was overdue.
Yeah, for real.
We talked about it, last year?
Yeah, for real, yeah. It's tough. I live in life, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just traveling around.
Gotta do it. I see you moving a lot too, bro, so...
I know I got a show. It doesn't even. I got 2 shows tonight. I got to go drive out to Western Amherst now.
Hell yeah.
What are you up to?
I'm just cooling. You know what I mean? I'm cooling. Yeah. About to go into the city. Probably go back to the crib later. You know what I mean? Just.
I don't know if you were making music or anything.
Yeah. Nah, I'm not staying here.
How often do you work in the studio? Do you like to?
I mean, as of recent, I haven't been in here. You know what I mean? But when we're in here probably like every other day, really. You know what I mean? Sometimes every day consecutively.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just living right now.
Yeah, right now I'm just cooling. I'm getting ready to release these projects. You know what I mean? Do the show on Sunday.
Oh, yeah, the show event. Yeah, I'm going to try to pull out to that.
Yeah, pull up. We're going to be there. The whole Manteca going to be there.
That's going to be a dope. And it's his last tour, I think.
Oh, is it?
I think so. I saw some shit about that.
He kills it at the shows.
Yeah.
The shows be packed.
At Paradise?
Yeah.
That's
I
a dope
believe it's
venue.
Paradise, right? Yeah.
It's cool I got to go to Middle East before it closes. Because Middle East is
Yeah.
closing like this month, I think,
That's crazy.
for the 38 special.
Middle East is a fucking legendary spot out here.
That is, they're turning it into a hotel.
Yeah, right. That's crazy.
Not all the, yeah.
That's wild.
But anyway, thank you for doing this, man.
Nah, no doubt, bro.
Where can
Thank
people
you.
find your shit?
Primo Prophet on Instagram, Primo Prophet on Twitter. Manteca Worldwide. Whenever anything drop, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, dope. Thanks for listening, everybody. Peace out.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Hey,